Welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio from Taatjes Financial Group. Taatjes Financial is a company that specializes in helping retirees and pre-retirees build purposeful retirement plans. Custom plans that not only help clients steward their treasure, but their time and talent as well. They believe that if you're taken care of financially, you go even further to make the family, community, and kingdom impact you truly desire to make, which is the ultimate purpose of wealth. If you'd like to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting with one of their financial advisors, give them a call at 222-4236. You can request a meeting at taatjesfinancial.com or simply stop by their office on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. I'm your host, Ben Taatjes, and once again, I'm joined by Claire Molden, one of our advisors. Welcome, Claire.
Thanks, Ben.
And Claire brought somebody with her today again, so brought her husband in, a CPA, Brenin Molden. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Ben.
Good to have you both here again. And I think the first show we did together, I talked a little bit about how your conversation goes around the dinner table. Certainly, talking about tax strategies and itemized deductions is not probably part of a normal dinner. But I do want to highlight just how cool it is that you guys have the designations you have, and also highlight your history and just how you've gotten to this point in your career. So, Claire, I'm going to have you go first, ladies first. And
Great.
You're a certified financial planner. Maybe walk us through what it took to become a certified financial planner, and then what you're doing now for the firm.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working for Taatjes Financial for coming on 10 years. I started at the front desk as the receptionist. And I can remember the first week I came home and Brennan asked, how was your first week at work? I'm like, you know what? We should open Roth IRAs. I think those sound like a good deal. And he laughed at me and said, we have one.
So that's the start. You started with very little knowledge.
I knew
10
nothing.
years ago.
Yeah.
And now being a certified financial planner, sitting in all my meetings over the years, and now being a CFP yourself, that's a journey. Tell me more about it.
Certainly was a journey. So, shortly after starting at the front desk, moved back into more an assistant role, became your primary assistant, sitting in all of your meetings, taking notes, doing follow-up with clients, getting my Series 6, Series 7, doing the trading, and then eventually taking over some of your clients. And then got to the point where I think I was ready to go down that CFP path. And that was pretty rigorous. It was a year of education and then sitting for a comprehensive exam. It was 6 hours long, pass fail. I mean, I think there's a 60 to 65% pass rate for the CFP exam. So I kind of went into it as I'm only doing this once, so I better do it right. So, and definitely one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah, it's been huge for our clients. The level of planning expertise that came from that is huge. Mm-hmm. What I'm most impressed about that whole story, you left it out, but you actually managed to do a lot of that studying and get the CFP while on maternity leave.
Yeah, I made this big life decision, and I said, Ben, I want to do the CFP. And he's like, yep, that's great. We'll support you however you need to do this. And then maybe a month later, I said, Ben, I'm pregnant. And he goes, well, we'll support you however you want to do this. And timing actually ended up perfect because while I was on maternity leave, I was studying for the exam, and I wasn't bogged down with work. And the baby was a good sleeper. He let me study and gave me some breaks. So it actually turned out really well.
That's awesome. And that was your first or second child?
My third.
That was a third. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys have 3 children, and it was the last one that you decided, hey, we're going to have another child and get the CFP all in 1 year.
Yeah, that wasn't a
part of the plan.
decision
was
together.
the
It was a
plan,
succession of decisions.
I
Yes.
love it. Well, I tell you, sometimes God throws these little curveballs into our plans, and this one's worked out great. So, yeah, now meeting with many of our clients. You're one of our advisors here on the team, and the CFP has been huge, bringing expertise and value to our firm. So, Brennan, you've been doing tax planning a long time. we touched on this in our first show together. You and I were mentored by the same guy, Ron Grusing, a CPA in our area, well-trusted and respected man. But maybe walk me through how you got into the business. I remember when you first came, you showed up in our office. Finally had another younger guy to hang out with back then, because I did work in the same tax firm. Maybe walk me through your journey to becoming a CPA and what it is to be a CPA.
Yeah, I started in 2009 working for Ron Grusing, and so this will be my 18th tax season, 15 years of being a CPA. But working for Ron was invaluable, just having that mentorship and that leadership, just kind of guiding me on how to do farm tax planning, farm tax preparation, etc. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, so it's been, you said 15 years as a CPA.
Correct.
So came in not a CPA, studied, and then got it. Maybe walk our listeners through that CPA journey, what that took, right? And your background is in accounting, correct?
Correct. Yep. I grew up on a farm and then went to college in Sioux Falls and got an accounting degree, and then sat for the CPA exam, which is a 4-part test. Pretty rigorous, takes a lot of time and dedication, but I wasn't married at the time, didn't have any kids, and so I probably didn't have as much to do as I do now.
Weren't on maternity leave and balancing another job, etc. Like your wife did. Okay, I'm just clearing that up for the listener, like what's more impressive, but that's awesome. And that CPA involves like regular continuing education, stuff like that, right? And that's keeping you on top of all the current rules and changes.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Every year we have to do continuing ed to continue our license.
Yeah, it's same thing that the CFP has. And, I think it's always important we get designations that mean something to both us and our clients. And, I have a designation as well that's important to me. I'm a certified Kingdom advisor. And one of the things that has shown me is, as we talk with our clients about stewardship, as we talk to them about, yes, it is saving taxes. And yes, it is making, hopefully, a good return on their investment and being a good steward of that. It allows me the ability to rely on experts like yourselves, but to tie into that really biblical wisdom, I think is important. I learned that in that training that there's a big difference between a Christian who is a financial advisor and a Christian financial advisor. And that's been one of the key things for me in this journey in the last couple of years, adding that designation. I did taxes back in the day and have worked with investment clients and financial clients for 20 years now. But this designation for me made all the difference and just how we communicate with our clients. So until next week, I guess this is our last show together, Brenin. So I want to thank you again for coming in. Having a CPA relationship that we're able to bounce ideas off is always valuable for us. So thanks for coming in. And Claire, thanks for getting him to come in a busy tax season.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ben.
Do you need ways to help steward your time, your talent, and your treasure? If so, Taatjes Financial Group can help. Now is the time to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. You can do this one of 3 ways. Number 1, give them a call right now at 222-4236. You can request a meeting online at taatjesfinancial.com, or you can just stop by their office located on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer. I'm Jared Sebesta. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Avantax Investment Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Avantax Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through an Avantax affiliated insurance agency.